Hi, my name is Linda Sun. The play that I have chosen for my costume conceptual design is Trifles by Suzanne Glaspell. This play is set in the early 20th century, around 1910-1915, in a rural Midwestern farming community. This time period is important because women had very limited social power, especially in isolated rural areas. The play reflects a society where women's labor and emotional lives were often ignored and dismissed as unimportant. My costume design concept explores how clothing reflects women's invisibility, emotional confinement, and quiet strength within a male-dominated world. The central dramatic question of this production is whose voice matters and who decides what is important. Through costume, I aim to support this question by creating clear visual contrasts between the men and the women, and by using clothing to show emotional life, class, and gender roles. So, in this play, there are 6 characters. They are first Minnie Wright, the wife of Mr. Wright, who was murdered, and George Henderson, who is the county attorney, and then there's the sheriff, Henry Peters, and then there's Louise Hale. He is the neighbor farmer who found the body of Mr. Wright at their house. And then there is Mrs. Hale. She is Mr. Louise Hale's wife, who empathized with Minnie. And finally, there is Mrs. Peters, the sheriff's wife, who helps hide the evidence. So this is a one-act play about a murder investigation where the female characters uncover the motive the male investigators miss, highlighting themes of gender roles, injustice of male-dominated society, and the significance of domestic life. So, when I first, my analysis right here. When I first read Trifles, I was struck by how quiet the play is and how much meaning exists in silence and small details. So I started for my conceptual design research. I started with searching photos of farm kitchen because that is where the set is at. So here, let me show some images. So I started with inspirational images of overall production. I searched farm kitchen with natural light and warm surfaces. For example, this one, let me see the highlight. This one, where the cold natural lighting influences the muted color palette of the costumes. We're using browns, grays, faded blues, and off-whites to reflect both the winter setting and emotional isolation. So starting from here, then I continue with character-specific image research. One main character, who is Mrs. Wright. She somehow never appeared on stage, yet she is central to the story. So right here, I feel her presence strongly through the kitchen and the objects left behind. Let me see the highlight. This made me think about how costume can suggest a person without showing them. So warm fabric, careful mending, and simple shapes all help tell the story of a woman who worked hard and lived quietly. In here, I have let me move this. I have found in her younger days, younger years, before she married to Mr. Wright, she was quite joyful and happy. This middle image shows how that she likes to dress in warmth and that with flower patterns, and that showed joy. However, after she married to Mr. Wright, who he controlled her and ignored her, her costumes start to change. She wore faded dresses, worn aprons, and because she had to do a lot of housework, and muted floral prints, slightly warmer but restrained tones of color palettes. That is what I have researched for her. And then for the other two female characters, one is Mrs. Hale and Mrs. Peters. Let me see. I personally felt closer to them as their slow realization began to develop about disclosing clues in the house as they were gathering things for Mrs. Wright to bring those things for her in the to the jail, where Mrs. Wright was already captured and put into the jail. So these two ladies were gathering things for her in at their house, and then I felt closer to them because that you feel that they their emotion start to change, that they feel empathized with Mrs. Wright, which they are experiencing the same kind of feeling as females in that society who are being treated as unimportant and not valued. So I chose not to use costume change to show about their character development, but instead I focus on similarity, their layered clothing, muted colors, and shared domestic details visually connect them and support their growing bond. So I wanted the audience to see that these women understand each other without needing many words. Costume helps show that connection quietly. And next, let's see. Yep. So here are some pictures. So what I did, I researched early 1900s rural Midwestern women clothing. They wore long skirts, aprons, shawls, and coats for wintertime. And their colors are soft, natural textures. Next, moving on to the men's in the play. So the men's are the attorney, Mr. George Henderson, and then the sheriff, Mr. Henry Peters. They are the upper class men. These men's clothing is more structured and orderly, reflecting their authority and control. So here, the coats, hats, and structured tailoring, cleaner lines, and darker tones. Clothing that suggests authority and public presence. So you can see in these two pictures are the costume conceptual design for the attorney and the sheriff. And then there is Mr. Hale, the neighbor farmer who found Mr. Wright's body at Mr. Wright's house. He is rather just a farmer and a middle-class person, but as a man in a male-dominated society, he wears clean lines, and you can see his outfit is working class, but clean lines and natural earth tones. He wears a hat often because of working in the farm. So with these contrasts between different class, that shows visually shows that supports the play's theme of public power versus private labor. Okay. Moving towards next. Let's see. Mouse. Clear. How do I clear this? Clear. Oh, okay. Yes. So, to close, in closing, one of the biggest lessons the script taught me is that simplicity can be powerful. In Trifles, meaning comes from small details. This directly shaped my costume concept. I chose simple, realistic outlines, natural fabrics, and restrained colors because they allowed the story to lead. For me, costume design in this play is not about making characters look interesting. It is about honoring their lives. What appears small or unimportant is actually meaningful. Through this approach, costume supports the central message of Trifles that women's experiences deserve to be seen and valued. Thank you.